in this group. It makes me excited to wake up. So I just want to say thank you for believing in your dreams, because you are a domino effect to me. You help me believe in my dreams, and you help me believe in my purpose and what I'm going after. And I just want to say thank you for that. I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome. It's so true. It really is, you know? It's like, I don't know. I just can't even describe it. It's a good feeling, and a lot of good things are happening, and we are earning all of it every single day. So let's get started with our call. We always want to start off our call by going around the room really quickly and just simply sharing what you're grateful for this past week in your business. You can share what you're grateful for in your business and what you're grateful for that your business is going to bring you. Because I think we also need to start talking about things that is going to come to pass. I think that's really important about putting it out there. Steve Harvey is somebody who I really like to listen to for inspiration. And he always says that your imagination is not there by mistake. I told you guys this last week. It is there as a preview of what's to come. So I really believe in that. So let's go around the room and start. And I'll go last. So I'm going to mute because she just woke up for a hot second here. So you guys go ahead and then I'll go last.
I will go first. Okay, I am grateful for my team, for this team. I'm so glad we decided to do this combo of our 3 teams and do these pushes. I think this is going to be a huge thing for all of us, and now, but in the future, it's like I can just imagine us going on trips together and being at Summit together. I just know this is exactly what we all needed. So I'm grateful for this, for sure, for this week. For new challenges and coaches, getting excited about the business. It's always so much fun for me. That's one of my huge passions that I have since I started this. Like, yeah, it's fun and great for me and my family to do great, but I really, really love seeing other coaches like take off. It's so much fun. And then just friendships. I probably have said that a million times throughout this my journey on this, but like seriously, if y'all, y'all know girls are not nice growing up. Girls just mean. And so like I always just had a ton of guy friends. And I have a handful of girlfriends, but like this whole community, you have your people that you might get along with better than others, but generally, like, I just love everyone, and you just make the best friends. So I'm so grateful for all these ladies that are amazing and supportive, and they want you to succeed. They want you to be your best. Like it is, I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, so I want to go next and just tell you guys that I am really, really excited just about the momentum that I have been gaining since the start of this month. Been sticking to, well, as closely as I can, sticking to the post suggestions that Stacy did, just because I want to finally just grow my team. I've been pretty much focused on getting customers since I started. And just this past month I'm just now starting to want to build a team and have people to do this with, right? And then another thing that I'm excited about, and I'm a little nervous to share it, but I wrote down on my business tracker last week that I wanted to just go away with my family for Christmas, because we always host Christmas here and I'm always stressed out. But today I actually wrote down exactly where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do with my family and how much it was going to cost. And it actually didn't cost as much as I thought it was going to. There's this, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gaylord Palms. They do this ice thing for Christmas. And we've always talked about taking our family there. It's really cool. They do like, what is it? The Polar Express and like a whole bunch of different Christmas stuff. but I've always wanted to take my family there, and we just, never put money aside to do that. And so I went on there today and I priced everything out, and it was like $300 something, which is not a huge amount, but it is my goal between now and Christmas to just have my business paid for that and not have to, get into our personal budget or anything else like that. So my daughter today walked in and saw my business tracker and saw that on there. She's like, "We're going to Gaylord Palms." And I'm like, "Yes, we are." So now I have to be accountable to that for her because she knows about it. So it's another extra push. So really excited about that.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. Christina, do you want to go?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
I'm excited for a couple of things. Like I think everyone always the friendship in here, but a couple of things. I started my own little somewhat accountability group last week. Added some people, so it's really kind of weird and new, and people are posting and asking, and I'm like, so kind of learning how to do my own little page over there, and I started a challenge today with them to at least try to get them motivated to work out and do stuff. So I would have never done that before this group or Stacy or anybody else doing it, so kind of pushed me to do it, and I thought, why not? So I did that. Reached out to my sister, who I've been talking to for a while about coaching and doing Beachbody, and she was like, meh, and I convinced her on Saturday to do it. So I got her to sign up too. So just working on a couple of more coaches. I talked to a longtime friend of mine today about what I've been doing. So she was like, "I'll really look into it. I'll really think about it." She's kind of on the fence, and I get it, but I did plant a seed. So if nothing else, she now has the information more than she did. And the other thing would be kind of like Crystal, I am really starting to think about bigger things that I want to do with my family for the future, different things like that. I haven't really said anything down or wrote it out or planned it out, but that's kind of where my head is too, is thinking of something to do that's fun, something to reach towards as not just paying groceries or the credit card or, whatever. So I'm really thinking like long term, like what I want to do for fun, and just like I have the money to do that. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's kind of what my goal is. And just want to say thanks to everybody for being so encouraging and helping, because it's not hard to do this, but I think me personally, I make it harder than it probably really is. And I don't know if anybody else does that, but I know I do. I personally make it way harder than it is, because after I sent those invites with you guys last week, I've sent, I don't know, 5 or 6 every day. Just like when I have spare time, I'm just like, I'm like, what was I worried about? But my big thing is follow-ups, which I think I said that in the group earlier, is just, or how do you get back to those people who reached out to you a few months ago and then now they ghost you? So like, that's my big thing right now, because I have 2 ladies for sure that both reached out to me months ago, and then I sent them information, I talk, and now it's like nothing. And I'm like, really? So, and to me, it's like, if you ask me and you're interested, you would think they'd be the first people to jump on, and they're just like nothing now. So that's kind of where I'm at now with my journey, and just kind of going to go forward and see what happens.
Love it. And you locked in and secured your emerald. Let's just duly note that. That was a very big business decision. And now you don't have to worry about that. You can focus on building. So that was a smart move if you can.
The other girl that actually pushed me to emerald, she did post she lost 5 pounds over the first week. She didn't work out this morning like normal, but I was like, "You're going home and working out." And she was having dinner plans with this new boy, and I was like, no, we're not going to let him ruin us. I was like, we're going to keep going. She was like, "I'm going to keep going, I promise." I was like, "Yeah, don't back out now." Okay, So I got to keep her locked in, because she'll just be like, So, those boys come around and we lose our mind. And I was like, no. We're on a track to make some money, so no.
So I'll go real quickly. What I'm thankful for this week is was to watch Christina be bold and fierce and get to emerald. That was my high this past week. It was my high to have her reach out to me and me also be bold in believing in her and pushing her. And I'm nervous to push her too. So we all share the same feelings. I mean, let's just get down to it. And I'm also thankful because it's teaching me to be bold. It's teaching me, she helped me and I helped her. And that's what this business is. It's very simple business. We do overcomplicate and we do overanalyze, and that gets in the way. As soon as that wall went down, boom, she hit it. And I told her, I said, you can do this in a day. And she did it in a day. That's called belief and a little bit of a push. So that was really what I was thankful for this past week. The other thing that I'm really thankful for is that something that actually happened today with Ryan's parent-teacher conference that I had today. He's doing good in school. However, he's totally like me. He's a squirreler. That's why I'm a hairdresser, and he has a very hard time paying attention, and it's hard for him. So it's starting to affect him in different arenas on his report card. And not that it's bad, but I always say this is a blueprint, but it's also a blueprint for me. It's a blueprint for me to get home faster for my kids. That is a blueprint for me. So when I sat down with his teachers today with my husband, he took me back to me when I was struggling, when I saw the below grade level, when I had to get the extra help and I thought it was stupid because I was stupid, and I don't ever want him to feel a lick of that. And I think he's starting to see, like, I've never explained to him that he has an IEP because I don't want him to think differently. I've never announced it, but I think I need to address that he learns differently, and that's okay. And I want to be here more for him. And that's really, it was just kind of a moment that I had today. I was like, okay, this is more of a reason to push. And it also, very quickly, I need to push harder in my own group as a challenger because of him. I need to get past my things that are super easy to do, right, in my wellness journey. So I can be a representation of, if I can, you can. I can't lead unless I lead myself for him first. So I don't want to be a fraud parent. It's really important to me. I can't say you have to go to this when I'm not doing something for myself. So it was a very moment that was like, okay, let's do this. So I was very thankful for all of that today.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute and it just was not letting me unmute. So I will say that what I am thankful for this, well, it wasn't this week, it was last week when I got to talk to Stacy on the phone, and she kind of like helped me feel a little bit better about the funk I was in, because I got sick for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, man, what in the hell is wrong with me? Why am I so funky? I don't want to do anything. What is going on? And then she helped to kindly remind me, hey girl, we're getting old. So then I felt a little bit better. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Duh. I'm not 20. Of course I can't bounce back like I used to. So it helped me feel like a little bit better, and then also just kind of like snap out of it. And then when I also had parent teacher conferences today. I had all 3 of my kids, and everybody's doing well in school, but they are in that group of like, if they aren't like pushed to do something, like they're not going to do it. They're just going to hang out over there like, what's going on? Yeah. And so today when I got home and my daughter looked at me and she's like, you just work so far away. Can't you just quit your job? And I was like, you know what? Mommy's going to figure this out. Yes, we are going to figure this out, boo-boo. So, that's my driving force right now, is my 8-year-old being like, Mom, come on, girl, just quit your job.
We had the same thing happen to us today. Sharona, what are you grateful for this past week, my little love?
My shop and my office away from my house. No, it's been a really good day. Let's see. I'm thankful for where I am right now, and even though I've been coaching for quote unquote coaching for 4 years, I didn't like I didn't stop even though I was going through the bad seasons, I guess. Even though I didn't really show up, I never like canceled anything, because I knew when I said yes to that challenge pack 4 years ago that I wanted to do something bigger. I just didn't fully understand it. And then all the calls about blaming your upline, or you didn't know this, or you didn't know that. I mean, that was like me. Like I blamed everybody but myself, So I'm just glad it all came together and it's moving. So, and I just didn't hit the cancel button and stop. So
I think that's safe to say that we all had a great week. Des, do your thing and then roll on with the follow-ups, girl.
Let's go, girls. All right. We are going to talk about follow-ups and how we handle it. Okay. So just so y'all know, y'all are not alone. I've been doing this for 5 years and I have people ghost me all the time. 3, I had coach challenge packs sent out last Thursday and they have still to do it. They're like, oh my gosh, yep, sign me up, send me all the info. Nothing. So this happens all the time. It will happen all the time. Don't get discouraged. It happens to everybody. So just, I want y'all to know that because we go through it too. So let me get my notes up. Some things, obviously, the more you do this, the more you'll know that follow-up is key. Like literally, I follow up forever until I get to the point where I will say, please let me know or else I'm going to take you off my list. Because you got to give them an urgency. And I mean, I have followed up with people for 2 years. I mean, the girl that just joined my challenge group last Sunday, she called me. She was a referral from a friend. She called me in October of 17, and said she was ready to sign up. And here we are 2 years later, almost exactly 2 years later, she just signed up. So it happens. I mean, people just are not ready or whatever the case is. So follow up is key. It doesn't matter if they're ghosting you, if you've been following up for a year, you've got to keep them on that board until you get to the point. I mean, some people you can kind of fill out and be like, yeah, it's never going to happen. And I can tell that with a lot of people, and you get to the point and you just say, do you really, I'm kind of getting the feeling, you can word it how you want to word it. I'm kind of getting the feeling that this probably might not be for you. And you can kind of, not to be mean, but you can kind of say it in a way that gets them like, oh, I do want this. Like, she's going to get rid of me. You know what I mean? Like, this may not be for you. It's not for everyone. I can kind of feel like it's not for you and you won't, you're not going to give it 100%. So I'm going to take you off my list. You know what I mean? A little tough love is what I try to tell my team. Because if you've been adding value and you've been following up and they've been telling you to follow up, because I do ask that too, can I follow up with you next month? And they haven't shut you off. They're like pretty much leading you on in a way. So you have the right to say, if you're not ready, I'm going to take you off my list. Okay, so I want to go over, as I just want to make like that point driven into you guys, like follow up no matter what. That is key. Follow up. Never, you're going to get tired of it, do it anyways. Okay, so 4 reasons your prospects might ghost you. The timing isn't right, which I've already mentioned. That's a lot of it with some people. Our solution isn't jiving with them, or maybe they just don't know the value of it. So you've got to show them and tell them the value of it, whether it's through your story of your challengers, whether it's the coach opportunity and how it's changed your life or somebody else's. You've got to show them and hit that pain point to let them see. I've had 2 people today say they wanted to join my challenge group, but they said, I'm literally like, I have no money left in my budget. One girl said she was negative 200. And I was like, I just can't wrap my mind around that mindset, because if that was me, I would be like, what can I do to make me some money, girl? Like, I don't care what it is. And I said, if you're negative $200 in your bank account, this is for you. You could be saying right now on Facebook, and I told her what to even say, like make a post and say, hey, I found some tools and some friends to help me, you know, live a better life. Does anyone want to join me? Like, you can say that before you even sign up and get people under you. And she's like, yeah, no, it just doesn't sound like me. You know, some people are just happy with what they've got in their circumstances, and that's okay. So you just, I say, bless and release. So you got to show them the value. Another reason is maybe you made a mistake in how you maybe were coming across to them, some information you've shared. So kind of, I always keep all my messages because I can scroll back up there and look at what I said or they said. That's very, very helpful in so many reasons. Because you can come back and tell them, well, here you said such and such. And for another example, I have people that I've reached out to over a year or two. I'll go back and say, hey, you know, I talked to you in 2017. You were telling me blah, 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 blah was wrong with you. How are you feeling about that? And they're like, oh my gosh, you remember that? You know, so always keep those messages so you can go back and talk to them about things like that. So way to solve some of these problems. I call it the buried message, or if you're an email person and send people emails, the buried email check. So I always just send a message and say, hey, just wanted to follow up with you in case my message was buried. I know that happens a lot in Facebook. So that just gets them opening it and talking to you. And they're like, oh yeah, some people really do. I know I do. I'll open it and not respond. You know what I mean? And I forget that that person messaged me. So that does happen. So you can always go back with that. You can leave a voice message. I don't know if you girls are doing that now. Sorry if you see me looking over here, it's because I have another screen. So I'm looking at my, good, Crystal. Yes, voice message is great because they can hear your voice and that you're like a true, genuine person and you care about them. Sometimes it's not effective, sometimes it is. I'll do like a text message for quite a few people, and then I'll go to voice message and see what works better. You know, like obviously everybody's different. Hold on, let me get to where my notes were. So just tell them, you know, you want to leave a voice message and say you were just touching back with them and you wanted to follow up, and give a specific reason why you're checking in with them. And then another specific reason of why you want them to get back with you. So it can be, hey, Stacy, you know, I'm just wanted to follow up with you. You said you were really interested in my coaching business opportunity. You are struggling living paycheck to paycheck. And I really, you know, want to touch base with you and have you reach out to me because I'm really excited to mentor 5 ladies this month, and 4 of those spots are already taken. And I wanted, you know, you to have that 5th spot if you're serious about this, you know. So you're telling them why you're touching base, and then you're telling them why to get back with you. Kind of make it a sense of urgency. Let's see, number 3, try reaching out. One thing you can do is reaching out and say, I've done this quite a bit with people who want to do the coaching business, and say, hey, my upline, so whoever and it can be anyone, honestly. It could be someone off of Diesel Nation. It doesn't have to be like your direct upline. My upline has volunteered to get on a call with all 3 of us because I really want you to hear her story. I've had that work a couple of times. Just getting somebody else in it, and they're like, oh, she really does care about me and my story or whatever I'm going through. She's asked somebody else to come into our conversation. So that's another way you can like break that ice and then hopefully respond to that. And then the 4th one is what I've already touched on, is should I take you off my list? Let me read what I had put here real quick. Okay, yeah, so if you're talking to your challenger or whatever, and you're sending them a message and saying, you know, I wanted to just come back to you one more time. I know you are really excited about this challenge group or about lowering your blood pressure, blah, 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 whatever they said. And, my November group is about to close and I only have 2 spots left. And you guys, hopefully you guys know that when we say that, because when I first started and they were saying that, like, I took it for what it was. Like, we never just have 2 spots. Y'all do know that, right? Because I was like, oh, I really can only do 2 spots? Because I didn't, like, nobody taught me that stuff. But it's your sense of urgency, and that comes across to them. And then you say, I mean, you've got to get to the point where you're bold enough to say, if you're not interested, or this isn't for you, I can kind of see it's not, I'm going to cross you off my list and not reach back out. And you got to be blunt and honest. And, if it's meant to be, they'll come back around. To close, another way you can say that, and if you want to kind of twist it at the end, you can say, I'm going to cross you off my list. But if you're still interested, put it back in their shoes or their ball court and say, what do you recommend as a next step, for me to get up with you? Like, should I, you tell me, leave it up to them this time. Say, you tell me a day, and that's what I do. I'll say, you recommend what my next step is to help you. So that is what I got from my follow-ups and how I get back to people.
I love that. I think one thing that I'm going to piggyback on what she said was blunt. First and foremost, let me just tell you the byproduct of you inviting and following up. And this is nothing to do with your business. It's nothing to do with Success Club. It's nothing to do with anything. The more you do those 2 things, raise your hand if you're a people pleaser. Raise your hand if you are a people pleaser. Raise your hand if you're not only a people pleaser, but you try to make sure everything's schmoozed over so everybody will like you. But you don't really think or forget about, like, maybe when they leave the room, they're going to talk about you. So the beautiful thing about inviting and following up is you learn to have more confidence in why you started this journey. Put your energy into why you started. You breathe that into your invites and you breathe it out into your follow-up. That's my best people advice for you. So if you want to end your trend of people pleasing, do this for the sake of you. That's really, really, really important. Some things that I want you guys to also understand is your invite isn't the invite. The follow-up is your invite. The invite is the step into their world for a hot second. If they don't respond back, here's the other beautiful gift that you get. You get to stop thinking that there's something wrong with you, that you think you've done something wrong. You're hurting their feelings. I don't want to step on their toes. That's you people pleasing. You get to erase that from your menu. Please know that this is also part of you growing into who you are by doing these steps. Okay? Any objection you get, they say, I can't, girl. God, girl, I really liked you, but the holidays are coming. I just can't afford to give anything to myself right now. Every response from here on out, that's exactly why I'm inviting you. Every objection, that's exactly why I'm inviting you. Make them go, huh? Okay, huh? Right? Your job, remember, I always say this, your job is to lower their defense wall so their hearts can hear, not their heads. That's your job. So you're almost a psychologist and a therapist all in one. Stop taking it personal. Get curious about how to open people's hearts. That's actually really fun. It's really fun to lower people's defense walls. It truly is. So any objection you get, that's exactly why I'm inviting you. And then you follow up with why, okay? So if you have an invite and somebody gives you back, hey girl, I really liked you, but I'm traveling for like Christmas and I'm gonna be flying back and forth and like I just can't commit to anything. Girl, that's exactly why you need this. You're gonna be traveling. Do you know how much money it costs for airport food for a sandwich? And then let alone the germs you're gonna be infested with in the seclusion of an airplane. Girl, you need Airborne and Shakeology. Do you know that helps with immune system? Have you heard of Camu Camu? It's one of our awesome ingredients. Go tonight before you go to bed and find 5 ingredients and go research them that go with the season of winter. Show them that. Bam. Do you know what Camu Camu is? Like, seriously, like, you need this while you're traveling. Oh my God, this is like a lifesaver. Oh, well, wait, whatever it is. Yes, you need this. Okay. Solve the problem. Let them see why and get excited about it. Right. Hey girl, I really like to, but sorry, I've been like I'm not ignoring your messages, but life is really busy and I just can't see myself doing it right now and adding one more thing to my plate. Girl, that's exactly why you need this, because everything is probably so freaking crazy right now. This is the one thing in your life that creates calmness in the chaoticness of your life. Bam. Also, keynote, that's a post for you tomorrow. Talk about your own craziness. So stop getting, and as coaches, here's the biggest part. Stop being Debbie Downers, like, I don't have momentum in my business. No one's biting anything. Always think positively. Nope, that's a post. Nope, that's going to be an objection. Nope, I'm solving a problem, right? That's you exercising that positive mindset. And when that positive mindset is exercised, that's going to go out. People are going to feel that. So do you see how everything's in your favor? It's not in your favor. Be smart. You're a business owner. So the objections you get are the posts you create. But talk about you. Does that make sense? Don't preach to them. Share with them. Oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is coming and I'm so super busy. The last thing I want to think about is working out. Good thing I built determination, because motivation ain't going to get me there this holiday season. Freaking love my accountability group. Praise God, I have my Shakeology. Whatever it is you want to say, I have my dense nutrition. Well, gosh, 4 of my friends just got super sick, and I'm so glad that I keep boosting my immune system every single day. Hey girl, what are you doing? That's curiosity. Do you see how it's an advantage? So my follow-up, sometimes too, here's the blunt love too. When I do follow-ups, and if they don't respond, but you see the little balls dropped and you know they got it, call them out on it. Hey girl, so glad to see that you got and read my message. Super happy. I'm always afraid people aren't getting my messages. Elephant in the room. Please don't think that my message was scripted to you or I'm trying to make you buy something. That's not my intention. This has literally changed my freaking life. I am so much happier. I am finally enjoying the holidays instead of dreading them. And I love this time of year finally. I just really want you to have some of this if you're in need of it. So is it okay if I show you something? And I always do the third-party tool and I send them a video that Beachbody has. So you have to go with a heart. You have to call it out. Remember, dropping that defense wall. Hey girl, just so you know, elephant in the room, I'm not trying to product sell you. That's my greatest fear in life. I'm really just sharing my heart. If you're open to it, I'd love to show you a video, because community is what saved my life. But you better go make sure you've been talking about that on your posts and on your stories and on your social media pages, because that is the backbone to your safety net. Go like, oh, she really is talking about that. Oh, she really does mean that. Do you see how it all goes together, right? So think smart. This muscle is going to be easy for you to exercise the more you get to it. So yeah, you might suck it a little while at follow-ups and invites. Who cares? Keep doing it and keep figuring out what grows. You can even say, hey girl, I know you weren't able to get back with me. I know life gets super busy. Did I say something that got you offended? That's my worst fear in life. I just really want to share my heart. You know, I've dropped 50 pounds. I've gained a lot of confidence. I'm just really overly excited to share. And my community who I partnered with, I'm really happy that I chose them. I just want to share what I'm doing. That's all. Like a nice pair of jeans. Like, lighten it, lighten the load. And remember, 98% of the time, they're not angry. They're not. They're really not, you guys. They're not. And every time you think of something that it's for you, it must be me. I'm hurting their feelings. Stop that crap. Name 3 things right away that it's not about you. Ready? They're taking a poop, They're doing laundry and they're fighting with their husband. Bam, not about you. Take it away, right? Take it away. I learned that in therapy. It is the best tool to remove you thinking that you're that damn special, because you ain't that damn special. That's what my therapist told me. I was like, but I am special. And she's like, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm like, no, I get what you're trying to say. Do you hear me? Because when you remove it, you become very clear of why you're sending that invite and that follow-up. So my best follow-up is raw, real, honest, share it with them. That's exactly why I'm sending you this. Talk about it. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes, yes, I hear you. I'm struggling too financially, but I also don't want to struggle in my wellness. And I have found this so super affordable that I think I'm worthy of less than $4 a day. Right? And then you go talk about it. Everything's to your advantage. Make it a full circle moment. That is my best piece of advice for my follow-ups. And also too, like Desiree said, you have to give a deadline. I am rounding up the troops no later than the 15th of November, and I do have 2 openings left. I'd really just like to share with you a little bit more. Tell me about your wellness goals right now. Are they going well for you? Open heart, servant. You are a servant. You're already in the club. Remember that. You're trying to get them to lower the wall and open their heart to hear you. That's where the magic happens. So that's my best piece of advice. We have like 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Does anybody have any questions of what we've gone over? Has this helped? Does it make you feel a little bit lighter? Do you feel like it's not as personable? Like, that's what we want. And the way you do that is you got to just do it. Just do it, right? If someone pisses you off, great, they're not your people. Amen. One less person you got to dig into. See ya. Love you. I mean it. I love you. Next, right? It's okay. We're human. We are not everybody's go-to. That's the biggest thing too. So remember, it's also the other things you get to learn. Your follow-up also helps build removal of things you don't need in your life, such as kissing everybody's butt. You have to, like, seriously, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be you all day long. Let's get a group picture real quick. And then we are done. This was a good call, you guys. Holler. All right, hold on. Let me get it here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let me see. We're good, y'all. All right. Have an amazing night. Call is recorded. I will place it in our group as soon as it's downloaded. All right, guys, go get your goals. Be fearless. Love you.